Good morning.
So we have a little bit of the opposite problem. Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's gonna get bumpy. Alright, so this is not going to turn into one of our annual sports episodes. I don't think. The story takes place at a baseball game, but the baseball game is not important.
That's how I like it. Sports on the outside.
But there were no snacks either. Well, depends on how you consider things. So I went to a baseball game. Now, if you were to judge my life as seen by a lot of the people that my son has played baseball with over the years, you would assume that I am a single father because my wife goes to none of these games. I think I get a lot of sympathy from a lot of people who, until they've played long enough that they've heard me talk and mention that I have a wife, they either think I'm in denial and that's cute, or, you know, they just say, oh, yeah, it's okay. They have another child and she's with that child. Whatever. I think people think about me a lot more than they probably actually think about me.
Yeah, that's almost always the case. You second guess some decision or something you said, and it's like, man, I'm sure they thought I was so stupid for that. It's like, I don't remember you saying that at all. Okay, I did. And I thought about it for weeks.
It's all I thought about for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a good shower in months.
Exactly. I was going to ask if there was any moms that like hit on you because they thought you were single. Because that would force your wife to come. It's like, by the way.
Ooh, I should tell her this story then.
Yeah.
So, at a game, and this game, my son's friend's teammate, my son's friend / teammate, whatever, kid on the team, his friend, invited his girlfriend to come. And so she was there with her mom. And my son's friend's girlfriend is Chinese. So all you Gregor Mendel fans out there will be able to derive that her mom is Chinese. This is important for the story. So we're at the game, and this was the second game of the day. Day 1 of the game, I got sunburned. Day 2 of the game, it's getting rained on. It was really cold. So I'm all bundled up in my coat and under the umbrella. We're all kind of cold weathering it up. Well, no one told my son's friend's girlfriend's mom that you need to dress warm for these things. So she was there shivering. And I turned to her and I say, hey, would you like a coat? I have a coat in my car. I can go get you the coat. To which she said, huh? Sorry, I don't speak English. So I repeated my question in Chinese, and she was very gratefully accepted a coat. So I went and I got her my wife's coat, which was left in the car. We always keep one of each of our coats in the car for just such an occasion of, oh, it was sunny when we left the house, but now it's rainy and we are cold. So for the next hour, I was standing from behind something that looked just like my wife. That was not my wife. The number of times I almost came up behind her and slapped her on the butt out of sheer habit of just that being the form to which I do that was concerning. And I was distracted. I was watching and scoring the baseball game. If I had been left to my own devices, who knows what kind of hijinks I would have gotten up to.
That's 100% on you. I mean, you're going around slapping your wife's ass all the time, and you see another Chinese woman and say, like, I gotta slap that ass. It's like, no, resist.
Wearing her coat. So I mean, you gotta, okay.
Okay, the
so
coat is part
imagine
of it too.
Your wife. Now imagine another woman with the exact same figure, exact same haircut, same build, same size, same coat.
Yeah, I'm slapping that ass.
Yeah, see? Any man would. I would stand before any court of law and say wasn't thinking. And the judge, if he were a man, would say, "Oh yeah, you put the right coat on my wife's sister. I'll slap it on the butt."
That'd be a real fun experiment for some psych student to do or something. This chair, I have put the coat. Notice it does not have a head. Would you slap it?
No, see,
let the record show
you
that
have to get a chair that somehow had the same butt as my wife and same hair as my wife. Then maybe I would slap the chair.
Yeah, I mean, butts aren't not like snowflakes. There's a general, if it's really large or really small, like non-existent, then yeah, you're going to notice it. But otherwise, it's kind of just a butt.
There are categories.
I mean, there's categories, yes.
Just like there are cup sizes, there are bowl sizes.
Sure. Measure it like that. I don't like that, but I don't know what else to say, so.
Pan? I don't know. What other kind of measuring utensils do we have?
I mean, they wear underwear, so panties, I guess. Unless you're disgusted by that word.
No, but like, I don't know what the size of those are. And like, different size underwear could be worn by different sized women. Like with different butt. Or two women with two different butt types could wear the same panties. That's perfectly possible.
Yeah, that's true. So
I've spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Too much. Yeah, just quite a bit. It's rare that I'll slap my wife's ass out in public. If I'm with the right group of people and it's like I've gotten loose enough, then yeah, I get a little slap or whatever, but it would have to be the right group of people. It wouldn't just be anybody. I'm not just going to approach her and just whack.
So I'll be honest, what I was tempted to do was not slap the butt. Because I say it that way for comedic effect. What I will often do to my wife in public is go behind her, give her a hug, and rest my head on her shoulders, which is even more inappropriate to do to a stranger.
Oh, that's far more. Yeah. Slap on the ass, at least it's quick contact, and you can just say, I am so sorry. That was meant for my wife, and you are not my wife. You do the cuddling, that's too intimate. That is...
Exactly.
You have invaded the space, and... Oh, my husband does that as well, and I like to nuzzle him when he does that. Oh, God, now we've both done it. So
that's the risk we all run. That's why we all need to, I don't know, wear different clothes.
Yeah, that's the issue. Not.
It is! If she wasn't wearing my wife's coat, none of this would have happened.
Pay attention to make sure it's not your wife. I mean, you already said your wife doesn't come to these games. So if there's a woman at the game that looks like your wife, if your brain is not sharp enough to tell you that's not my wife, don't slap her ass or don't snuggle her, then you got kind of a slow brain.
I've never said I'm not dumb. I will wear this right on the chin. In my defense, my wife's coat is hunter's orange, despite the fact she's never hunted anything but a bargain in her life. Not a lot of women wear poofy hunter's orange coats. So it's very distinct. It's very her. And she's had it for years. Like, it's a Pavlovian response at this point that orange poofy coat equal wife. Wife equal good.
You really are simple-minded.
I get it done.
Whatever works for you, as long as she understands what she's married into. So how many women did you hug this time? Well, I gave them all your coat, so 5 of them. 2 weren't even Chinese.
No, see, that's again, like, I have zero compulsion to even interact with white women.
Okay, that's fine. I understand the context. Sounds super racist, but we're going to let it slide.
I think in the context, it sounds racist the other way.
I mean, it's okay, but yes, it's still racist. Just because you say racist the other way doesn't mean it's not racist. It's still super racist. It's just the okay racist.
And I want that difference to be made clear.
Okay.
I'm the okay kind of racist.
It is. Yep.
Just like I'm the okay kind of stupid.
Yeah, you're the allowable kind of stupid. Yeah. So, yeah. I will say that one thing I do far too much of it around the house because both of my children have become ass slappers and not in a kind way. My daughter tries to mimic the way I do it, and that's too playful, and stop slapping my ass. You're my daughter. I've had to tell her that multiple times. My son will just come behind you and just beat you like a drum. There's bruises on your hips and everything. It's like, dude, that's not even my ass. I know what you're trying to do. That's not it. You're just beating up my back. Then he'll actually hit cheek, and it's like, see, there you go. Now stop.
You did it right. Stop it. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, my daughter will like playfully like slap. I'm like, stop it. I told you to stop doing that. I'll turn around and she'll like grab. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. That's not the next step. You walk away. We're not going to talk about this. I'm going to bed. So yeah, it's all my fault because again, my wife and I both do it around the house, or we did it. I mean, we don't anymore when they're around because God,
because it's become a problem.
Yeah.
Now you just honk each other good night and good morning.
Yeah. I just motorboat her. Yeah. Good morning.
So we have a little bit of the opposite problem. We have a game with my daughter. I have a game with my daughter. We makes it sound like my wife takes part in this. She does not. Let the court record show that my wife does not take part in this. Whenever we ask my kids what they want to eat, my son will always think about it for a moment, and he'll think like, we haven't had tacos in a while. Can we have tacos? Or, what would be really good? Spaghetti. We haven't had spaghetti in a long time. He thinks of things that we haven't had in a while, and he's just one of those. One of the things he likes. Which is why we ask the question. Those are the kind of answers we're looking for. My daughter will always, no matter what we had the night before, no matter what we're planning on having the next night, she will say noodles. She just wants noodles. If she could eat nothing for the rest of her life, she would just eat plain noodles over and over and over. Got to the point where I was sick of it. And so we're at the table and I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask you a question, daughter. And if you say noodles, I'm going to kick you. What do you want for dinner? And so she she's like, is he really going to do it? Noodles? And so I kicked her. Not hard, but I just gave her a little kick. And then she said it again. She said noodles. So I kicked her again. Noodles. Kicked her a third time. Now it's a game. Now whenever she says noodles, I kick her. And whenever I kick, I say the word kick. So she has instituted the rule that if every time she says noodles, I'm allowed to kick her. Every time I say the word kick, she's allowed to kick me. So we kick each other a lot. And she kicks really hard sometimes. My daughter full on hauls and kicks me as hard as she can sometimes. Right in the shin. And it hurts so bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's on you. You know your children are going to get stronger as they get older. And eventually it's going to get to the point where you can't do it. I can't wrestle anymore because I'm losing. This is not fun. And I've also lost the supremacy, so this game is over.
The way it really came back to bite me is after she spent the night at a friend's house, her friend's mom comes to me and she's like, do you kick your daughter every time you have noodles? Or every time she says noodles? I'm like, what did she tell you? That rapscallion liar face person. What an imagination on her. I will give her a stern but appropriate talking to. And my daughter's just sitting there like, she's like, yeah, we were having dinner and she was so grateful. She just kept saying noodles over and over and just enjoyed saying the word free of repression. I'm like, you don't understand what I live with. And did she tell you that she kicks me back every time I say kick? She's like, no, she left that part out. That's important context. Let the record show that I get kicked too. This is a fair and equitable relationship that she could end at any time. But she chooses to stay in this institution because she enjoys kicking dad.
This parent will not talk with you ever again. You have proven that you are a madman. you proved it a bit too fiercely. We have a game where she says noodles and I kick her. I say kick and she kicks me. It's a fun kicking game.
I sat her down and I explained hey, no, you know how sometimes your kid will say the same answer no matter what? And she's like, yeah. You know how annoying that is? Yeah. Kick them. They'll stop. She's like, oh. Okay. You just got to pick a word that they can kick you for.
You're non-soccer playing asses. What do you do? Kick them. I don't know. Kick them back. Everybody's kicking. Having a kicking party. Such an odd thing.
What does it have to do with soccer?
You kick in soccer.
Yeah, I know, and I miss it.
So it feels like
kicking things.
It feels like somebody who's going to kick something that much would be, at least plays soccer as a hobby or something. Instead, no, just what I chose to do. It's better than punching. I'll give you that. Punching is a little too. It's dangerous. Kids don't understand. Don't hit in the face. I swear to God, I wear glasses all the time. I wear glasses. It's just me. I have to have glasses on. And kids will start playing around, and immediately my son just throws something at my face. Sends my glasses flying off my face. I'm like, now, what did I say? Stop hitting in the face. Like, fine. And then we're done. Because it's like he ruined everything because he hit Dad in the face. It's like, if you don't go immediately to the face, we'll have fun.
That's just inviting him to punch you in the dick. What's wrong with you?
Oh, he's already figured that out. He knows when he does it, he should not, and he should run. But also, he knows that it will send Dad to the ground immediately. He will not get up for a while.
When we were kids playing just imaginary fight on the tramp, we would always pick characters that we would be. So it was like a pillow fight on the trampoline, jumping around, hitting each other, having a great time. And we had only 2 rules. You had to stay with the fiction in which the characters existed, and 2, no hitting in the face. So I picked Horsehead, who was, if I'm remembering correctly, a guy in Zelda 2, the crappy one. He was like a boss with a horse's head, and you fought him. I might be thinking of a different video game. It doesn't matter. So, and my friend's brother was like, that's a stupid person to pick. He's so weak. I can beat him easy. And then we got on the trampoline, and then he realized that the only way that you can defeat him in the game is by hitting him in the head. So by our rules, I was invincible and could not lose. Also, he was Hulk Hogan. So, you know.
I mean, if you're Hulk Hogan, you're going to be the least effective fighter ever. Like, kayfabe or not, that dude was weak.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a good choice. I understand why as a kid you make that choice, but you chose wrong. Macho Man.
I had another friend who would always, we would play WWF in the backyard. I was always Jake the Snake, and he was always Hulk Hogan. And he would always go and get a new shirt and rip it before we started fighting. He went through so many shirts. I don't know how he didn't end up going to school naked, because I didn't have that many shirts. I don't know how this guy had an endless display of disposable shirts.
I will say that is one thing that I always wanted to try that I never did, just cutting the holes in the back of the shirt so you could tear it off easily. I still wouldn't have been able to tear it, I'm sure. It would have looked super sad, but I just wanted to try that.
I mean, you buy your own shirts now. Next time you're ready to get rid of one, Hulk it up with your wife around.
I throw my socks away all the time when they get holes in them, so maybe I can just do it with a sock.
That feels so much dirtier. Ripping your shirt feels manly. Ripping your sock feels like you've been homeless for too long.
The worst part about the sock is it's a decent feeling when you really get in there and just tear it apart. But like getting my finger in the hole so I can actually start to tear it, I'm like, come on. I remember one specifically I had the other day that I was going to do that with, and I couldn't get it. I ended up just throwing it across the room and storming off. I was like, well, this day's going to suck because the sock just won.
Not today, sock. Not today.
Oh, no, it won. I came back and got it later that night and just threw it away. My wife even asked me, she was like, did you tear a hole in it? Because if you don't tear the hole in it, I don't know that it's, bad. And I might pull it. I'm like, I looked at her just like, not now, woman. The sock won this day. I'm going to bed.
Every day, 2 garments go to battle in our soul. A shirt and a sock. Which one will win? The one you feed. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.